Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Michelle. Hello, everybody in the chat. Nice to see you all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Cathryn. I am a psychic medium. This is my channel, Oracle Intuitions. And we have with us my co-host, Brandon.
Hello, everybody.
Mr. Brandon.
As some of you may know, I am the dream teacher in a bunch of other places, teaching people to dream better, to dream, as high as you can for your own life. I do clinical hypnotherapy. I've been reading as a psychic advisor for 12 plus years now, and recently added real estate agents to my list of things I like to do. So, yeah.
And we are, thank you, Brandon. I just cut you right off and go, hello, Michelle. How are you, Miss Moderator? This is our beautiful moderator, Michelle.
Hi, everyone. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Good. So for people that are new here, because I do recognize a couple of new names, just so everybody knows, we are going to be getting into the readings right away. For those that don't know, we do take donations first when we start into the readings. Then we go into what we try to do is we are going to try to do a couple of donations. Then we want to do the lottery. So with the lottery, we want to make sure that you have your name, the name of any people that you want us to take a look into, at least the birth sign, if at all possible, if not the full birth date. Some of the things that we don't read on. So we don't look into health issues. All right. We do not look into, so when you guys are asking, if you guys are asking romantic questions, we can give approximate, days and times, but for the most part, we do not look into, what your soulmate looks like, what color their hair are, what color of underwear they wear, what their socks are. Like that's not our thing. So just be aware of that when you're asking your questions. And Michelle, our beautiful moderator, is going to be keeping track of all of your questions in the chat room. So what she's going to be doing is giving you a number for those that have that are not donating or haven't donated, and you can donate at any time to get your name bumped up to the list. Okay, so what she's going to be doing is giving you a number, and we're going to have a random number generator, and that's pretty much going to be it. And the number that we pick is going to be the number that we're reading on today. Okay, so that is how it works. And for those of you that are seeking a private reading, you can contact me at oracleintuitions.com or through my Facebook or my Instagram page at Oracle Intuitions. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're absolutely thrilled and pleased to have you all. So how was your week, guys?
Whew. It's been a journey, I'll tell you that. There's lots of, just before we got on, I was doing a little breakdown and meeting with two of my friends who I am performing their wedding ceremony for. Oh, nice. So I'm pretty excited. I got a few things to plan out and some writing to do, but honestly, I love these kind of things, talking about love. And then I have other friends who are like, they've got babies and having newborns around. There's all these just lovely little spring love, new life kind of energies flowing in. So honestly, it's really beautiful. It's giving me lots of very green, light blue, pastel kind of colors and energies and vibes. That's why I'm wearing my light blue shirt today. I almost wore yellow because it kind of has that same vibe, but blue felt right. And it's just it kind of represents how my aura is feeling and what's kind of going on around me. It feels so nice. Like May is such a beautiful time, at least in my opinion, because it's Taurus season, of course.
Right.
But also, you know, it's like new life. Now, granted, unless you're in Canada, apparently, you're getting a snowstorm. What in the...
Oh, yeah. We sure don't.
So I actually had planned on a cute little shirt today. I really did. There was it's a cute little shirt underneath here, and I was all excited, and I had this planned. And then I walked into the tarot room, and it's like minus 100 in here. I don't know, slight exaggeration. But I had my window open for the last 2 days, so I walk in and it's like, no, we're not wearing this. We're putting on a sweater today. Were you surprised to see the snow, Michelle?
Oh, I was super surprised. I mean, me and Nick got like sunburn outdoors at like the cabin like 2 days before this.
Right.
So, like pretty shocked. Actually it was snowing where Nick was before it was where I was. Like I was driving and he was like, wow, crazy weather we're having. I'm like, it's just raining, like whatever, not a big deal. And then I get back to my house or our house and like the snow had started coming down and it was like big thick chunks of snow. Like, I mean, yeah, it was like fully covered. It's all gone now, but like weather in Canada, yeah, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your heater and the air conditioner in the same day.
Yeah.
You know,
April
that's the funny part.
To bring May flowers, not just May snow. So
right.
Right. I had the fan going in my room, you know, because of the last 3 or 4 days. It was so hot in my room. So I had the fan going. And last night, in the middle of the night, I get up and go and plug in my heated blanket. I'm like, okay, which do I plug in tonight? Fan, blanket. No. Okay. Yeah.
My goodness.
You don't know which remote to press. Do I press this remote or this remote? Just dual, and just in case, right?
I gotta get going and selling some houses so I can open up that resort and y'all can just come visit me and escape the snow.
Right.
Then we could do the show poolside, just hanging out. Beautiful ambiance. Oh, I can already see it.
Exactly. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So I am streaming to 2 different places at the current time. So not only are we streaming to my channel, I'm also streaming to the I Want to Believe channel. So when I comment or something, it may come in as either or both or whatever. But you know, on Friday, so Peter and I have another show going with Peter Wren, and that's going to be on Friday nights. We did originally make it Saturday afternoons, but we found that Saturday afternoons, people kind of want to go shopping and, you know, I have stuff to do and everything else. So we thought we'd make it Friday night. I believe it's at 7:00 Mountain Time. I could be wrong like that. Yeah, I noticed, Naomi, because I was like, I saw you comment back at saying, thank you, I want to believe. And I'm like, what the heck did she talking about? Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. I'm streaming to 2 different places. So make sure, first of all, make sure that you guys are subscribed to whichever channel I guess you guys are watching on. Although I would like it if you guys subscribe to Oracle Intuitions. So if you want to switch over to that would be great. It's up to you. But
or both.
Huh?
Or both.
Or both, right? That like even better. And on Sundays, Brandon and I have an interview show that we do every Sunday at 2:00 p.m. Mountain Time. And so this week we are going to have a psychic reader on. I think she's a psychic tarot reader, Erica Archer. So she's got her own website. She's got her own YouTube channel. She makes some tarot cards. We're excited to have her on. And don't forget to check out our previous shows as well, because we've had some absolutely amazing interviews these last few weeks. So I absolutely hope that you guys can join in and, see those or,
Yeah,
go rewatch
watching
them.
those interview shows are really, really cool. If you're fans of like podcasting and people interviewing others, it is a very similar format to that. And it's mostly all spiritual or metaphysical, paranormal based. I think y'all would really, really like it. And if you get lucky, like we did on Sunday, we had another psychic reader on. There were a couple readings given out. So those are those ones you got to be subscribed to look out for. Be like, oh, there's a psychic reader there. Maybe I can get a reading from somebody else. Oh my gosh. So if you're subscribed, you're absolutely going to see those things pop up. Like it's going to be there on Sunday.
Sunday, 2:00. Make sure, if you are subscribed, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you guys will get notified when we do go on the air. And also, it really, truly helps when if you guys like this video as well. So I had something weird happen last night. So I'm in bed and I'm just about to sleep, and I always play a meditation tape, but it's always the same meditation tape, right? Like I don't deviate from it. And it's like, I always listen to it. It's like an 8-hour whatever. So I'm used to, the noise. So anyway, I'm laying there and I'm almost asleep. And all of a sudden I hear a woman humming. And I was like, how when you're like sort of like almost asleep, so you're not quite. It was that.
I said that's pretty creepy. Actually,
it was creepy. It was so creepy. I was like, and I was just about in that place of like almost asleep, but still sort of kind of awake. So I heard it, but my brain didn't quite register it at first, and I was like, am I hearing what I hear? Like, what the hell is that? So then I kind of sat up and I looked around, and then it stopped, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm just in that half awake, half asleep phase of whatever. And then I fell asleep. I put my head down again. Within a couple of minutes, I heard this humming. It was like it reminded me of, you're going to laugh. It reminded me of like the Little Mermaid, when they do those like sort of mystical type of songs in the Little Mermaid, not the dancing, lobster or crab or whatever he is, but more that sort of, I don't know, when she's singing and holding her voice like that, and she's like singing, and it was kind of reminded me of that. And I was like, what the heck was that? It was so creepy. It was so, and then I must have just ignored it, and I completely fell asleep, and I was like, okay. I didn't quite remember it until, I don't know, halfway throughout the day today. And I was like, I wonder what the hell that was. So now I'm kind of debating if I'm going to put I'm sort of debating, but I don't think I really want to know. Because I didn't pick up anything. But then again, I'm not really trying because it's my own house, right? Like I don't try when it's my own house because I want to be able to live in my house and not be freaked out by my house. So if I was to pick up something, I'd probably be too focused on that to just go about my day. So I just try to, shut it out, right? And then I was like, maybe I should put a tape recorder in my room tonight to see what happens. And then I thought, no, I'm probably just going to end up hearing myself talk in my sleep and scratch and burn. And it'll be 8 hours of all the weird noises that I probably make like that. And I thought, no, maybe not. So we'll just leave it as it is for now. But you guys ever have anything weird happen like that?
It happens to me all the time. So when I was younger, this is maybe about 10 years ago, I would fall asleep in the living room, and there was this noise, and it always started with a hum. And I'm like, what I would do is I would further listen, like I would really singularly focus in on it, right?
Right.
And as I did, I could start hearing like this little beat. And it reminds me, okay, so I've never really played Zelda, but it reminds me of like a sound.
You're Zelda fans.
It reminds me of a sound you would hear in the background of Zelda, the way that I would hear it. And if I listened to that more intently, then I went into this really interesting parapsychosis like space where it literally felt like there was a little tiny little baby microscopic spider that was weaving a web inside the crevices of my brain. And so I explained this to somebody once, and they told me that it was a shaman, and they're like, you're receiving downloads. That's what's happening. It's like you're getting these energy or light downloads. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So, I really do, I try to make it a point to stay grounded in reality, because if you fly off the handle with some of these things, you can easily lose touch. So that's why I kind of pride myself as a reader. Like, yes, I'll connect to all these crazy realms, but I also am firmly grounded, here in reality. So I chalk it up to as experiences, and I try not to let it get too fanciful, because if you can't relate these psychic impressions to reality, then they should remain in this realm. It's only when they need to be brought to earth, those are the things that we should really be either predicting or putting any weight into, right? Like if you were to just go and live your life based on every single little nuance that your brain picked up, your psychic impressions picked up, you'd probably be in the loony bin, right? Like you.
Right. Oh yeah. You would. Absolutely. If you were sitting there following everything all the time, you'd go crazy.
Mm-hmm. So you definitely got to keep, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, I think is the best way to go about it. And I've definitely had those kind of experiences before. They're beautiful. I find them amazing. Anytime, honestly, that I can be pulled out of body in a beneficial, positive, natural way, I welcome it all the time. Yeah.
It's funny because I know exactly what you mean. I've tried to explain to people, sometimes when I'm falling asleep, like I'll get a lot of images when I'm falling asleep, and it can be, anything. Like I've had, visions of like samurais, and all of a sudden there's a goat and a mountain and this and that. And like, it's just random images. And sometimes it's almost like watching a very fast slideshow where it's like boom, 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 and it can just be completely random. And I've asked people, I said, have you ever have this happen? Like when you're falling asleep? And they just look at me like I'm nuts. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess not.
It's not okay. You're missing out then.
It's all good. But then somebody explained that maybe you're starting to astral travel while you're sleeping, or, whether it's astral travel or time travel or whatever you want to call it, but you're doing this, it's almost as though you're leaving. And because it's every night, it's not just any night. It's like every night. I don't even remember, I don't remember ever not having that. And so, a lot of people will say, lucid dream. And I'm like, okay, as soon as I close my eyes, I get like flash like that, like a strobe light going into my cortex. And so I don't know if I'm trying to lucid dream or, what the hell is going on, right?
Here's the thing. I want to explain something really intriguing that somebody might, I don't know, Spirit always tells me that this is a really important point that opens up a lot of people. I've explained it a few times, and I'm going to relate it to what you're experiencing here and why I feel like that happens. So we have a conscious mind and the unconscious or the subconscious mind, right? So that subconscious mind, it regulates a lot of things like our breath and our heartbeat and, all our natural bodily functions. If we didn't have that subconscious, we would have to be consciously thinking, okay, heartbeat, beat, 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 and then breathe, and then talk, and then interact, and then move things with it. So it's there to help us, right? And so when we go to sleep at night, we go into a subconscious place, right? Like our dreams and that realm. And it's not that the subconscious mind turns on and off. That's forever on. It's the conscious mind that turns off when we go to sleep at night, right? So when we're awake, that subconscious is still happening, which means we're still dreaming even when we're awake. We're still in that subconscious realm, right? So I always think of that. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Like literally all the time. Like we're literally dreaming all the time. And some people can access these dream realms
Mhm.
consciously. And I think that's a piece and part of what we're doing as spiritual beings, psychic advisors, especially. We're kind of navigating those realms consciously, which is exactly what you do when you're lucid dreaming. You become conscious in the dream realm. So it's a
Right.
different process, I think, that we take to get there. But with you, Kathy, and that moon in Pisces, especially for you, it seems like it is just a more natural or direct channel that allows you to get into that space. And so the moments that you like probably lie down to go to sleep, you're starting to flip that switch of like, okay, it's sleep time, but you're still conscious, but all these images start flushing, right into your brain. And you can probably see it just so clearly and so quickly in a similar manner that you probably take when you are about to give a reading to somebody. It's probably a very similar space.
That's exactly it, because when I start to do a reading for someone, it literally, becomes, most of my readings are through images or words or, whatever it is, like, but most of it is just random images that will kind of flash through, and when it seems like it's important, that's where I follow it. Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that actually makes a lot of sense, because I tell you, as soon as, like, it's almost as soon as I close my eyes, I'm just gone, and I try, because I try, like, they always say, oh, focus for at least 5 minutes on what it is that you're trying to achieve, or that, like, literally it's like within a minute, I'm gone.
Guys, I just want to remind you, we have some questions coming in today.
Sure. Okay. So maybe we should
quick.
get to it.
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
so I think we have Margarita first up. If you guys are ready to start that up. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you too much. Just wanted to remind you. But how are you guys feeling? Are you guys ready to move on to questions?
I think so. I just want to remind everybody, like, we are literally all dreaming right now. And something that's been shown to me a lot recently is how much we're actually interacting in like our minds and our brain. And so if y'all are sitting here thinking something about me, you're interacting like with me, and my soul, my spirit, my other astral consciousness, whatever, is probably interacting in some way as well. And we're all doing this constantly. It's just about the level of awareness. And for whatever reason, it seems to be heightening a lot for me right now. And whenever something like this happens, it's always it happens before it starts happening on a mass scale. So I just want to let y'all know that it's coming up a lot for me, and that means it's probably going to affect all of you in the near future. So just be aware of how much you're thinking about others and what you're thinking about others and how you're interacting on that sphere, that plane of existence, because it is happening. And we have to be responsible for that, right? Like, we need to be responsible for what we're doing mentally as well as physically.
Especially going into these, we just had that new moon. We're going into the full moon right away. And there's a lot of, we're also heading into another retrograde. So something to be very aware of, because this is sort of a manifestation month, as opposed to others where they were releasing and, a lot of anxiety and whatever it is that you're heading into, right? Old things and old issues and stuff coming up. This is more of that manifestation month. So make sure that you're manifesting what it is that you're truly desiring now. So
yes, not what you think you want, but what you truly want. Exactly. Right. You gotta be very conscious. That's all. Just be aware. Just be conscious.
So I think before we get into the readings, I think we are going to just take a 3-minute break here. Michelle, this way, if you need any time to gather everything up or whatever, I think we'll go straight into that. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, guys. So stay tuned. We will be back in just 3 minutes, and we'll talk to you soon.
Woohoo!
Hello, guys. Hello. Welcome back. All right. So let's Brandon's doing okay. All right. Miss is first.
I'm sorry?
Who is first?
So first off, we had Margarita. She's an Aquarius. Her question is, she's considering moving to Gainesville. I hope I'm saying that right. Near my daughter. And is that a good move for me? So she's thinking about moving to Gainesville near her daughter, and wants to know if that's a good move for her, plus a general reading.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm already stumbling over my words today. So.
Real quick, Kathy, I think we got to be careful with like all these multiple questions here.
Yeah.
Because we got to make sure we get to everybody.
Yeah, I think we'll do as much as we can, but okay. So the first thing I'm getting, I keep hearing, don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Okay, so that's exactly the first thing that keeps coming through. I feel it will be a good move. However, you're going to have to allow some sort of, I keep getting the sense of boundaries coming in for you. I don't know if this is, because of, your daughter or family or something else coming through, but I keep getting like, there's a little bit of anxiety about moving forward. Is what I'm getting from you, but I'm also really receiving the sense of like boundaries or being overwhelmed or a sense of anxiousness. I feel as long as you can maintain your own essence, I guess, but that was probably the best way to put it. Your own, sense of self while you're there. This is going to be I feel like I keep hearing a prosperous move for you, in some way. Is this going to be to like a farm or some sort of, like open field or open land or something along that line? Because I feel like there's going to be I almost feel like there's I want to say a farm acreage. Like I keep feeling a big space of land is either around or where you're going to be moving close to. But I do feel that this is going to be a good move for you. But again, I feel like it's kind of like you let your daughter or your family have their life, and you maintain, as long as you're able to maintain those boundaries within the family unit. I hope that makes sense. And this is what I keep getting. I just got accepted for the offer on a home there, and it's on a half an acre. Okay, perfect. Because I do feel that this is going to be a very, very positive move for you. But again, I just keep really feeling like, you can help your family, you can be there for your family, but I keep getting like independence to some degree is very important for you too. And so to continue to maintain your independence, your sense of self, your personal essence, that's what I keep getting. Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, that seems, I want to jump in right there, because that seems like one of the main messages I'm picking up is to keep that sense of independence and not to lose that sense of self. Spirit does show me that this whole move, obviously, it does shake up any sense of security or stability, and you are going to have to reroute yourself. But they're specifically showing me that when you do this and your energy being in Gainesville, that it's going to be super important to be clear in your thoughts and communication. Because I think, like Kathy was talking about things being overwhelmed, I am feeling that sense of the mind being overwhelmed with so many different stimuli, whether it's, with yourself and building the home, and with family and meeting new people. And specifically, they're telling me to be careful about getting wrapped up with people and their problems being put onto you. And they are talking in more of an intimate connection or capacity of those that you get really, really close with. They're really highlighting that using your intuition, that third eye, it's going to be really essential, because you're going to need to use that for certain discernments and looking into other people or their energies as well, because it's going to help you as if it's like, okay, imagine that this whole plan is laid out like a map, and your magnifying glass to look specifically at each place. That magnifying glass represents your intuition here, and it's going to help you to really pull in and identify the working components of each little part that you're forced to focus on. So it's really going to be an essential tool. I highly, highly recommend you just really kind of working with either the third eye, your intuition, gut instincts right now, because there is going to be a lot of overwhelming stimuli, I think, and it's going to be important to have a clear focus on, okay, is this good for me or bad for me? And kind of keep it plain and simple, good or bad. If it's good, go ahead with it. If it's bad, maybe it needs to be recycled or some way, or just let go completely. So just stay focused.
I just wanted to add something to that. So the image that's coming in for me, I don't know if this is you. And I keep seeing a woman with really long, dark hair, beautiful hair. But it's interesting because I keep feeling like you're going to be free, or feeling free within yourself. And I think that this is going to be very important moving forward. And remember that freedom, and remember that sense of discovering who you are all of a sudden. Like you're going to be discovering more and unique talents, unique features, all of this. And really, and it keeps feeling too, is this with this, I keep getting shown hair, like this beautiful, beautiful hair. And I keep feeling it's almost as though it's like your self image is going to be glowing. Like I feel like this beauty coming through is what it just feels like. This sense of freedom is going to also bring a sense of better self-confidence. So I hope that helps.
Oh, these transitions are always so interesting. They're so revealing. I think a lot of people give them bad reps, but to me, I find it just incredibly beautiful, because transformation, it's raw. It can be nitty gritty, and it can feel really exposing and make you vulnerable. But to me, and I know to many people who can see that after the fact, they see it as a moment of beauty. And I hope that you do recognize that on your path as well, Margarita, because it's not always going to be glitter and gold. I think this will be a process that pushes you to new boundaries and limits, but really try to step back and see from an objective perspective that overall beauty. And you said she's an Aquarius, right, Michelle? She's an Aquarius. She should be able to have that broad perspective and step back, right? Aquarians are famous for that.
Thank you so much, Margarita.
Well, good luck, Margarita. Thank you for your question.
What were you saying, Michelle?
I said sometimes I question that, sometimes not.
Sometimes we're very narrow-minded on something. Yeah.
I can think of a couple occasions, but maybe I'm being overcritical. Who knows? Be my nature. So our next lottery question I was gonna say would be Lovety. I was actually just hoping she would show up in the chat to remind us who R is in relation to her question and the sun sign. So if you're there, Lovety, let me know. And
oh, there she is.
There we go. Sweet. So Lovety's question was, how she phrased it was, R finally texted me and it wasn't what I was expecting. So an argument occurred. How does he currently feel about me? She is Aries and he is Capricorn.
Okay. Well, it's funny because I really feel like this isn't probably the way that you're viewing it, Levity, and I get that. But I feel like he's really in this place of, I really stuck my foot in my mouth because I wasn't meaning for something to come out maybe perhaps the way it did. Like, I just feel like it'd be interesting to know exactly what he said, like that got you confused, because I'm really getting this sense that it feels as though him wanting to make this contact, and it almost feels to some degree a little confrontational, but at the same time, I don't know if he truly meant it to come out the way that it did. Like, it feels a little bit, forceful, to some degree. To be honest, what I feel is like him kicking himself at this moment. He said he didn't want a relationship. He texted me out of nowhere to say that. I didn't text him at all. No, that's okay. It felt like it was a way to mess up my day.
That's definitely rude, by the way. Wow. I just want to say.
That's
I'd
absolutely.
be mad too, Levity.
What's that?
I said I'd be mad too.
Yeah. It's funny though, because it just feels like I don't even know if he really meant it in the way of like forever. I don't know. It feels like he is really kicking himself in some manner. I feel like this is going to be a couple of weeks, maybe a little longer, and he's going to try to find another way to come back towards you, to try to, and I really feel like he's kind of thinking about what it was that he said, because I don't know how much true meaning was behind his words. I don't want to say, oh, he didn't mean it like that and all of that stuff. That's not it. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like at this moment, he was being as honest as he could, but I just keep feeling like he could have said it in a different way. And it just feels like he's going to be coming back with some sort of words, to try to make up for this, or to try to, cover his ass or something like that. But I'm also getting a lot of his really thinking right now, because I kind of feel like you were going to be okay with that. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Like he thought that you would be okay with that. And it's like this image, it's this energy of him going, oh, that wasn't cool what I just did. But at the same time, he doesn't want to go back and apologize. And she's like, well, that's going to be hard because I blocked him. That's okay. You know what? Keep it blocked for a while. If he wants, he'll find a way, or something will happen. I mean, just let it be for right now. But I don't know. I feel like he may want to try to reconcile those words in some fashion. So I don't know if there's a way for him to reach out. I don't even know if I would really keep him on a block. We get instantly in this place where we just want to block somebody because we don't want to hear what they have to say. But it really does cut energy. I mean, if you really want to keep him blocked, that's fine. But at the same time, whatever it is that he does want to say, or his feelings wanting to open up, if you do want him to come forth, you are going to have to unblock him. That's the unfortunate part behind that, right? Like, if we really want to keep them blocked, there's also, we can't expect that energy to turn towards us, because what I keep getting is that he's kicking himself in the butt really hard right now. So,
when I look at the energy, Levity, between you and this R, immediately what I'm shown is just pure channeled communication. So I do feel that there is, at least just on that surface level, okay, communication coming through, and it seems like there's several different layers of this communication happening. So I wanted to pick into that a little bit more because I felt like I needed a deeper understanding. And so I was looking at where he is with his thoughts, his feelings towards you. And immediately Spirit shows me this image of him bearing a cross. And what I am being shown is that he tried to throw that cross onto you. Mm-hmm. And so if you're saying that he randomly just messaged you out of nowhere just to say it was over, I mean, that really confirms for me that it's like, okay, I've got something going on in me and I need to cast it onto somebody else or get rid of it or whatever. Yeah. So it does feel like there was some frustration that he had. And maybe if you haven't reached out to him or anything, maybe it's just his way of being like, wow, okay, so you're not going to reach out to me too? Like, okay, well, let me just cut this off. And so it absolutely came from ego. And Kathy is absolutely right. He is going to try to reconcile. But I'm asking Spirit what you should be doing, and they are showing me an absolute cut off and disconnection, and that for you to sit in a more bountiful, positive emotion of moving forward, honestly, just like forgetting he even existed, but just be aware that he is going to come up again. And I think it's important for you to have this disconnect because it is going to show him like, hey, I'm not tolerating that kind of BS. I'm not going to, you're not going to scapegoat me for your own problems, because honestly, when I connect with him, his soul is asking you for like that comfort,
forgiveness,
that help, because he knows that there's something here that you're going to be able to like nurture and cater to. You remember how we were talking in the beginning of the show about we're interacting on all those levels? That interaction, I think, was absolutely happening. That's what I was talking about, the multiple layers of communication. And it's like his soul calling out and reaching out to somebody, to you, to be able to connect in that way. But obviously the physical self had more of a mouth and more of an issue with whatever is going on. And so it's important that you hold him to that. I think is what Spirit is showing me. The cut out. No, I will not tolerate that. Thank you. Goodbye. But just know he'll be back. He'll try to reconnect. And that'll be up to you what you want to do with that at that point.
We always have the free will, right? And this actually might be a really good time for you to go into your energy, like Brandon was saying, and just say, okay, look, is this something that I really want moving forward? Or do I want him to come forward when he is in a place to accept this relationship and to actually make it thrive and to make it something that can go into the future? So, take it as you want at this point, but how he's feeling is I really feel like feels like he's kicking himself and he wants to try in some way to create a reconciliation within that energy. So, and I'm glad to hear that she started to look within the whole night. Perfect.
Yeah, this
follow
is not
that
on
intuition.
you.
Follow that intuition. Follow your soul. That's all you can do at this moment. So I hope that's helped, Levity.
Awesome.
Gotta love when people project.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for you guys want to go on to another donation question? We have 2 more. Or do we want to do a lottery?
Let's do the donation, then we'll do the lottery after, because I think there's only a few lotteries at this point, right? So we'll see how much time we have.
Okay, yeah, I feel like we're probably going to get to everyone today. Reminder to everyone in the chat, if you do still want to get added onto the lottery, we can still add people as well. But next up we have Jenny. So Jenny is Sagittarius. Her question is, do I have a move coming up soon, and any messages from my guides?
Ooh, grounding hurt me right away. Just need to throw that out there. Grounding is needed just as soon as I connect your energy.
Grounding, Jenny, I feel like a sense of meditation needs to be coming through. I feel a lot of it's interesting because when you look at that, I'm being shown the chakra system immediately. Okay. So we have the crown, and then we, the chakras go, from your crown to your third eye, to your throat chakra. You got your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, the root chakra. And then we've got the soles of our feet. And what I keep getting is it's almost like electricity that's being brought in from your crown chakra. So there's a lot of high charged energy basically really running from the crown into the soles of your feet. I feel like there is some areas that are a little bit more grounded or rooted together. I kind of feel like the solar plexus, you have a good sense of self for the most part and things like that. But in the other, it almost feels, so this is more of a message from your guides is what I keep getting. Is what I keep feeling is like you're so energetically charged that there's times where you're really picking up the energies of others around you. And I keep getting shown you standing there with a lot of energy that's really coming in. And it seems as though you're sort of absorbing a lot of that energy. It really feels like you're sort of picking up, like this is very empathic energy. So it feels as though you're picking up on other people's emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, like their, maybe their stresses, their anxiety. And what I'm getting here is there needs to be a way for you to be able to ground yourself and allow this energy to disperse in some way so that you're not taking it within yourself and holding it in. This is what I really keep getting. As far as moving goes, what's interesting is I'm literally seeing a path, like a ground, and I see your feet moving on the ground. So this is, for me, an image being shown that you're moving from one place to possibly another place. Like you're moving from here to there. I don't know if this is, I almost want to say like you moving on your own in some way. Now, whether or not there's going to be people around you or within the house, this feels to me that you're moving individually within yourself. So even if there's other people around you, it feels like there's going to be a growth here, or a sense of individuality that's coming through for you, or a sense of relying upon your own resources. Okay. So again, even if there's, whether you're sharing a house or whether there's people around you, it feels more like you're about to be more reliable, or you're relying more on yourself rather than others. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm really getting here that you need to start, as Brandon had said, but I'm feeling like the grounding and the bubbling, like bubble yourself more towards or away from other people is what I keep getting. It doesn't mean that you have to avoid other people, but just try to reflect back or deflect their energy away from you so that you're not absorbing it within yourself. So I hope that that's helped.
Kathy, I think you pick up on something really important here, because when I'm looking into this move for Jenny, what I'm feeling is this need to get away from like a specific group, or maybe a certain friend or certain friends or something. It's something about needing to have distance from these people because you have gone through growth and you don't fully identify with that anymore. And that saying, we are who we surround ourselves with. It feels like you're getting to a new plateau. You're getting to a new sort of evolved or elevated state of being for yourself. And these people may very well just kind of keep bringing you back down. So I'm not sure if it's like, I just feel like that I'm not going to specifically say, but it just feels like a sort of lower vibrational energy than where you currently are. And I think Kathy's advice is really right about making sure that your own vibration is high and having that sense of self-reliance. Now, I also want to note that this move, I do feel that it would absolutely be good for you. And all that needs to be done is for you to choose it and for you to continue to choose growth over comfort or stasis or, things just being the same. You have to choose growth for your own self. But what's going to happen is Spirit keeps showing me this beautiful image of you being in the garden. And I'm not talking about like a home garden. Specifically, it's like a social event where everybody, looks nice. Everybody has a good energy. And they keep showing me you having all sorts of beautiful interactions with people who are more elevated or evolved at your states and where you've been growing to. And that seems to be the most important thing, that you're going to be surrounded by better energy people. So I think the move would absolutely be beneficial because it's a physical trigger to an internal stimuli, if that makes sense. But it could also be done where you currently are. It would just be a lot more challenging and it would be a lot more draining, and you'd have to really kind of divvy up your focus and be in multiple places at once. But I think the move would absolutely be beneficial to it. And I'm also seeing a lot of really natural, beautiful surroundings in that move as well. And I think that could be just an added bonus to the whole journey. So it does feel like a positive thing. And most importantly, just remember who you're surrounding yourself with.
I'm hearing one really quick thing that I just want to add in is I'm hearing something else too, is that this next year, so what your guides are telling me is over this next year, I'm getting that there's going to be a lot of releasing that you're going to do. This could be within people, places, things, whatever it is. Like you're going to be letting it go, releasing. But there's going to be new energies that are coming in. I keep getting that there's going to be a learning year for you, but it's going to be important that you allow yourself to learn. Okay. I don't know if I think you're going to understand that as the year goes on, but I feel like you have to remember. So if there's an energy that comes towards you that is sort of in this place of, it seems like maybe they're telling you something directly. Okay. And this could be from a spiritual friend or teacher or mentor, or whatever it is. Listen, but listen with your heart. Don't listen with like the ego self or that sense of self, because they're saying here that there's a lot of learning that's about to come in, but you have to be in the place of listening and allowing. Okay. So I hope that helps.
I want to throw this in there real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jenny, Spirit keeps showing me you dancing this line. And if you were listening in the beginning of the show, I was actually referencing this about dancing between those lines of like the spiritual or the psychic and the reality. You absolutely dance that line. I feel like I need to acknowledge that right now. And about all of the different dimensions and layers of reality that you allow yourself to exist in. I'm not sure what your moon sign is. I'd be very curious to know. I'd be actually curious to know your whole chart, especially like where Mercury is and Mars. But you dance that line. So it's Spirit just keeps saying it's important for you to remember that, because again, you're not just interacting on the physical, you're interacting in the other levels as well. They keep showing me you need to remember that right now. So I'll take their advice.
Right. Perfect. That's beautiful, actually. Thank you so much, Jenny. I really, truly hope that this has helped you or give you some sort of clarity. So, all right. Who is next, Michelle?
Okay, and next up is Miguel, and Miguel is a Taurus. He's looking for a general reading and messages from his guides.
Okay, so Miguel, the first thing I need to ask you, I hope you're still here and listening. Did you just sell something? Like, did you just sell a car? Because I literally felt you selling a car. It's interesting because I've been getting this truck energy for you for a while now, but I literally felt like you just sold something. Like it felt like you sold a car or you're about to sell a car or something like that. I don't know where this came from. So if you can maybe, just kind of comment on that, if that makes any sense to you, but it just felt like, okay, yeah, he just sold a car. Yahoo. So I love my images. Okay. Because I literally felt like you had just sold the car. Like I'm seeing the car being sold. Okay. So I don't know why, but I felt like there's a little bit of your heart inside of this car as well. I traded Amy's car for a van. Oh, okay. Was there some sort of attachment to this car? I don't know why. Maybe not within the car itself, but memories or something. Because I just felt like something was within that car. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but it just felt like maybe there was a memory or something attached to the car, whatever it is. But okay, so what else is coming through? Oh, I'm feeling like you're feeling, I don't know why you're feeling like a little bit more reassured within yourself though than you did last week. Like I'm not feeling there's still some anxiety. Like I'm still getting a little bit of heart palpitations coming through here, but it feels like you have, but it feels more like you're just waiting now as opposed to the fear of the unknown or the fear of something. It almost feels like you're in this place of, maybe everything with the house went through, or it just feels like you're becoming more grounded now. Like there's something like you may have gotten an answer for, or you're feeling more reassured, but now you're just kind of, okay. So your guides are telling me very specifically, Miguel, darling, don't project towards the future. You don't need to keep doing that. Like, you don't need to keep being worried or panicking about the future, because I still feel this coming in. I still feel this coming in. I still feel like this is strong. I still feel like you need to, you've been working on grounding myself. Okay, perfect. Because they're saying here is that I just keep getting solid footing. Like you're going to be okay. Everything is working out. Everything is going to be all right. But now you're sort of in this place of, okay, this seems to have worked out. So now I'm going to project all of this like weeks or months or years ahead of time. And they're asking you to try to stay focused in on this present, okay? This present, this now time, because there just feels like it's good to project, but in a positive way. Don't project in a way of being scared or worried about stuff, okay? Brandon, do you get anything coming through?
Yeah, I just want to follow up on that last piece here. It's important to know the difference between the vibration of abundance and the vibration of nervousness or anxiousness, because I keep getting just that overwhelming sense of like abundant things flowing to you. And
Yeah.
I feel this nervous energy, like, oh my gosh, there's too much energy. What's going on? And I feel like, being a Taurus, you're likely a practical man. You like to rely on your five senses here. And so when something comes to you that is not of that nature, it can feel quite overwhelming. So it's really important for you to keep focusing, again, like Kathy said, grounding, but even more specifically, note why grounding is important is because you need to know where you are in yourself. So that way, when other external influences come at you, you can know for certain that they are external influences and you can receive them, interpret them, move them as you see fit. That's the thing about abundance, is we can have abundance flow to us, but if we don't utilize it in the best ways for us, and it's different for all of us, it could just easily come in and out the window. Mm-hmm. So it's really important for you to remain grounded so you can channel it and move it as you personally need to. That's why grounding is important. And that's why also just even being here with us, hearing the terms that we use, hearing how people interact and connect on these levels is going to be very, very beneficial for you. So I imagine that that's why we keep seeing you show up and being here with us, because your soul is like learning and translating all these things to the physical, to the mind, to the brain. So that way you can navigate through this a lot more easy. So just be aware of your feelings, and when it feels like, okay, I know this is me, and I know that how I'm feeling right now, it's not coming from me, so it must be coming from somewhere else, and I need to be aware of that, because you're getting a lot of abundance flowing in at this time, and it's important that you use it in the right way.
Yeah, and stay open and accepting. So open and accepting. This is going to be really, really important for you. Okay, open and accept. Allow it to come in. Allow it. You don't need to worry about next year. Or next week.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Are we frozen? Oh, okay. It's not us.
Hey.
What the hell was that about?
You're back.
Whoa.
Speaking of just being.
Well, that was crazy. Going to a, yeah. All right, then. Well, we're being now. How does that? That was kind of crazy. That's like confirmation, Miguel. There you go. Right?
I had kind of zoned out there for a moment, and I noticed the sound kind of cut out. But was that the end of the reading, or?
Yes, that is the end of it. I think we've said enough with Miguel. I think Miguel kind of got it, and I think that spirit was like, okay, enough. Like, let's just.
He's got it.
Who is it? Allison that is next, Michelle?
So Allison was going to be next, but I was going to see if we wanted to take one of the lottery questions and then do Allison's. If you guys are okay with that, or how do you feel? If you wanted to do Allison's first, of course.
Is there just one more?
If there's just one more lottery, I think we can do that, and then we can go right into the lotteries, because there's not a lot with the lotteries tonight, unless
No,
you know
of
what I mean.
course. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I might have told you the wrong
And thank you so much,
information.
Allison, for joining us today. Sorry, Michelle, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just saw.
No, it's okay.
I think-
I was just want to be on the same page as all of you, of course.
Cool.
So for Allison, she is a Cancer, and so she's seeking advice or guidance. So kind of a general reading, but she's open to it being about finances, family situation, love, all of those things. So what are you guys getting?
Okay. This is really interesting because I was as soon as I saw your name, Allison, it was funny. Even though you're a Cancer water sign, I literally saw the sign of the crab coming through, and so then I was like, well, that makes sense, Kathy, duh, because she's a Cancer. Hello. But then I started, so sometimes what happens if you've never seen us, how we work is I follow my vision. Okay, so where is this vision showing me? The first thing I kept getting shown, so I following that vision of the crab, I kept getting shown the Moon Tarot card. Okay, so sometimes I see tarot cards as a vision to help me explain things, because and then more will kind of come through first. So when the moon comes through, it really talks about things under the surface, being in a nervous energy at times, maybe sometimes not trusting our own intuition, and things that are on the surface that may still come up to the surface. So you're very much needing for your family and finances and family situation. So what I keep getting shown here, just give me 1 second, because I want to see there's a lot of things that are going to be illuminated coming up. It's interesting because, again, with that moon card, I almost feel like maybe things were under the surface within the finances, or perhaps the family itself. Like, was there secrets that you're wondering about, or secrets that have just been revealed? Because I'm kind of curious about that. So if you can just answer that in the chat for me, because sometimes that moon card can reveal secrets or things that are about to be coming up. So these are things that could be hidden, things that you had just discovered or found out. I'm also getting a real sense of love that's coming through in this energy. It feels like a true sense of love. And I mean, when we talk about our family, of course we love our family, but this is on a deeper sort of type of soul connection in a way. And I'm almost wondering if there is is there an energy around you that you're scared to acknowledge in some way? I found out secrets with my now ex and healed from recently. Okay. Because I feel like there is some sort of, is there a new connection that you're, I don't know if you're able to answer this online. I don't know, but I just feel like through these secrets, there's still some healing that needs to happen, but there's a lot of things that were illuminated. But what I'm really getting here is that it just feels like there's this new soul energy, or some sort of different energy that's coming in, and it feels like a very deep soul connection of some sort. It could be related to the family. This could be actually a new connection of some sort, but I feel like there's more healing. It also, I'm getting told, sorry, I don't mean to be all over the place, but there's just like all over in my head. There's some sort of money that is coming or being owed to you about something, and it feels as though this isn't maybe going to be right away, but I'm getting anywhere between the next, I want to say 3 weeks, 3 months to about 6 months. I'm getting a lot of threes in here, and it feels like there's some sort of money that is going to be flowing towards you. So you still live in the same house with him, haven't met anyone new. Keep that thought in mind, maybe not for right now, but in the future. It just feels like there's some sort of, this could be within yourself too. This doesn't need to be a new soul connection. This could be discovering your soul, okay? Because it just feels like there's a deeper connection that you may even be making. It could be just with yourself, but it somehow feels as though There's money that's going to be coming in, but I feel like there's still things that are going to be illuminated within this relationship with your ex. I don't know if everything has been revealed at this point. And I feel almost like that sense of, which might be also why I'm being shown that crab. I still feel that you may have to keep yourself a little bit in a shell. Okay. Like the shell is like a sense of protection, and you may have to still do that, because I still feel like there may be still things that are coming up to the surface. So I'm going to I just want to, because there's so many things that are going through my head right now, I'm going to let Brandon see what he gets. And then I can come in after if there's more images that are coming through here. But
okay, Allison, the first thing that I feel like I have to say is I am sorry. I am sorry that the pillar of strength that you are was not fully recognized, respected, and embraced. And I just have this, you have such a nurturing quality and soul to you that it just seems like, I don't know, you really are a pillar of strength. And spirit shows me that, your soul, your spirit, this life, it really is about standing firm, and other people being able to lean on you. It's incredibly important for you to remember and recognize that. Now, I absolutely, just looking at your energy, I do feel the disarray. It does feel like things have been messed up and you're being forced to be headstrong at this time, when I feel all you've wanted to do is just root. But it's so incredibly important for you to know what to focus on right now. And it is the fact that you are creating a new anchor. You're creating a new safe space. And I like what Kathy said is, right now it could be the best time to just kind of keep that shell about you, because you're grounding yourself, you're rooting yourself in a different way. And it has to do with, of course, it has to deal with emotions and through that emotional channel. So of course, knowing your emotions right now is going to be extremely important, not to react, but to observe, and then let the emotion be the sort of compass, the directional position as to where you're going to go, what you're going to invest in. That feels incredibly important for you right now, to stay focused on this. The emotions are not there for the reactions. They're there to help you figure out, what path you're going on. You are going through a deep and beautiful moment of growth right now. Now, I'm not sure how much you have let yourself rely on your own psychic ability, but you need to know, if you don't already, that it is absolutely there. And it is absolutely asking for you to partake in that kind of understanding, communication, and information exchange. It feels really, really important for where you are at this time in your life, but it's also going to be utilized more in the future. I'm specifically seeing a little girl responding to your energy, your care, your guidance, your direction. So I'm not sure if you have a child now, or if this could be a child to be, or somebody that will be in your life who's going to be learning from you. But she seems very poignant in telling me like, hey, I'm watching her for strength, and I'm watching what she's doing, because you are going to be passing this energy on. So what you do now in the face of this difficult situation with your kind of garden being in disarray right now, is going to be very important and deterministic of how things are going to spell out for you and others in the future, how people are going to be learning from you. Stay strong, and it's okay to be guarded to a point. And I think that's the other reason why Spirit is showing me opening up these psychic channels for yourself, is because that's going to help you figure out that discernment of who you need to be open with and when you need to be open.
So I feel like the nightmares are coming in, Allison. Just really quick. So I'm also getting I'm just going to go really quick into this one message that I'm getting through. As Brandon was talking, I keep feeling like basically I'm hearing from your guides that you don't need to keep giving towards this man or this ex. Okay. It's not your job anymore. It doesn't feel like you need to keep because I still keep kind of feeling some energy going towards that, and there's a lot of pain, and I feel like this is also coming through into some degree with those nightmares. Okay, those nightmares, and it's almost as though you're, as Brandon talked about with our subconscious and our conscious minds, it's like your subconscious knows that your conscious is in one place, your subconscious is in another. Your subconscious knows that it's time to somehow release the energy of this relationship, whereas your conscious may be to some degree hanging on to that relationship, okay? Or not maybe hanging on to it, but making peace, or trying to, have a sense of peace within the home possibly. But your subconscious is in this place of wanting to release it and letting it go. And I feel like that's where those nightmares are coming through. And they're trying to explain it to you as well.
I want to add to that real quick here before we move on to the next. Those aren't all yours either. And I think this is why you have to be very aware of what's happening psychically, because these are being pushed onto you.
Absolutely.
Allison. So it's just, and I think you are becoming more and more sensitive to this kind of frequency, this vibration, this way of communication, and this perception. And these things are just know that they're not all yours, and they are being pushed onto you for you to figure out. Because again, you are a pillar, you are a strong person, and other people will lean on you, but are they going to lean on you in a positive way or a negative way? And these nightmares are telling you about which way that's leaning.
And with Michelle, or as Michelle's saying, cut those energetic ties. I love that advice. There are great meditations that can help you do that. Archangel Michael, look up cord cutting with Archangel Michael. That's a very good one, and this will help. This will help move you forward. Okay.
You are not responsible for anybody. I don't care if you're married or you live together or whatever. You are not responsible for anybody's sabotages. They have to be able to do that stuff on their own and to get unstuck. You can be there to support, but you can never force anybody to do it. Know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
think Neelan is looking.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Michelle.
I was saying that's definitely a form of control, is making someone else feel like they are your responsibility emotionally, financially, like they're trying to make you bend to their will by making you feel responsible for them. And that's not factual. That's a form of manipulation. Don't fall for it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful advice.
Thank you, Allison. It takes a beautiful person to know one.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope that we helped. Beautiful advice, Michelle. I like that. The cord cutting. That's excellent.
Definitely came to me. That was my moment. my intuitive moment here. Are you guys feeling like you're ready to move on to the
lotteries?
Donation? Yeah, lottery question. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are 5 to 7, and
okay.
Brandon, did you want to do the lottery for us?
Absolutely. All right, so 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just excited to see new people here. Thank you, Allison.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if you want to reach Kathy, anybody that's listening in, if you didn't get a chance or you want to go further in depth, Kathy, where can they reach you?
At oracleintuitions.com, or actually on my Facebook page or my Instagram page at Oracle Intuitions. That's probably the best place to reach me, but you can reach me at oracleintuitions.com as well. And thank you so much. And for you, Brandon?
thedreamteacher.com. Shoot me a message there, hit that contact form, book an appointment on the appointments page. If you have any questions, again, you can shoot me a message. I can help answer, or you can just book a free consultation where we can figure out, hey, what kind of session do we really need? What can you provide? Are we going to work well together? So you can do that there. And I do have some downloads. I'm working on another one right now where you can do meditative tracks, other healings. I have an emotional healing one that's up on my website right now under the downloads tab if you wanted to explore that.
Yeah, and absolutely at if you'd like to do a paid reading, Allison, yeah, absolutely. Oracle Intuitions. Again, Facebook is really the best, to reach me, or Brandon at the Dream Teacher. So thank you so much for, joining us today too. It's a pleasure. Who are we doing first?
All right, first up is going to be number 5.
Okay.
Who's number 5?
So number 5 is Neelam, and Neelam, hey, how's it going? She's a Scorp. General reading about where my spiritual journey is heading is what she was curious about.
I love these questions.
Okay. Oh, Neelam, you're awesome. Okay. You are taking a ride on the wild side there, girl. Holy, like that's the first thing
to say the least.
So you are developing an amazing sense of balance within this spiritual journey. I feel like you may have spent some time in the positive side of the spiritual journey, but now it almost feels like you are reaching under, like you're ready to dig deep. You're ready to actually bring these gifts right out. You're ready to face. I'm going to say it in a way that it's not going to sound that positive, but it truly is. You're ready to face the consequences of actually having that spiritual journey. And when I talk about consequences, is everybody thinks that the spiritual journey is like, hip hopping along in Candyland, and that, butterflies are going to come and I'm going to ride on angel wings and all of that stuff. But you're like, bang into it, and you're ready to go into that hole of, oh damn, I'm letting go of some ego. I'm letting, and again, not vanity, it's ego. It's like letting go. You're ready to face those, you're ready to join the, come to the dark side. We have cookies. Like you're ready to go there, but you're doing this with a beautiful balance is what I keep getting. So you're not dipping into that place. And here's the thing. I've been teaching like spirituality, or I want to say paranormal investigation, whatever it is, for a long time now. And we always get those people that are like, yeah, I'm going to go fight demons in the hell dimension. And you're like, whatever. Okay. But here's the thing. You're fighting a lot of your inner demons is what I keep getting right now, but you're doing it with a sense of balance and a sense of being able to see the lighter side of this darkness in the journey, or you're about to, like, you're just about ready to, step forward. I love this. And she says, these days, my ego has melted down, because that is exactly the first thing that needs to be, let go of. It doesn't mean that you don't have a sense of ego, because here's the thing is, like, we all need ego, because ego does protect us to a degree. And that's what people got to understand. It's like people that say, well, I don't charge for my spiritual gifts. Okay. That in a sense is ego, because now you're trying to make yourself sound better than others, but at the same degree, it's having that good balance of saying, look at, I'm putting this price onto my gifts simply because of the fact it's my time and my energy. But with you, I feel like you're starting to, again, I just keep seeing this balance coming through, that you're able to let go of that ego, but at the same time, you're not being a pushover. You're not being a pussycat. You have this good sense within yourself. So Spirit keeps telling me to continue following this. The only thing that I am getting is that they're asking of you at this time to remain, again, I always talk about remaining present, remaining now, because it feels as though there's a little bit of push of trying to figure out some of your gifts. And Spirit is saying, when you're ready, they are coming through, but to focus on the here and now, because you're already releasing and receiving what it is that you need to release and receive at this time. So just keep walking the path, and we're going to keep opening the door for you. Okay. So just keep walking, because we're opening the door. The door is opening. You don't need to push it. Don't push the door. It's opening on its own. Just be in that place of allowing it to come through. Okay. Like, we're going to show you the next step where that next door is. There's going to be like a big neon sign, metaphysically in some way. You'll know which path to go. You will know, you will feel that urge. We will push you towards that. You don't need to, whatever, right? The other day I had a dream, which I was told in it, my third eye chakra is open.
It
Absolutely.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
As soon as I connected with you, Neelam, I got this vision. So oftentimes you'll hear people who talk about drinking ayahuasca or doing DMT. They talk about this zipper effect that happens where it's all of a sudden like there's this like low like hum, this like, and then it starts to speed up. And I could, as soon as I connected to your energy, I felt that. And what this always portends to, what they're always describing, is the form in which your consciousness is accelerating and the different levels of reality that you're starting to connect to internally, mentally, soulfully, etc., or astrally. And as soon as I connected to your energy, I felt that zip, and I felt that there was that. Anytime that happens, it's always an opening, and it's always of the crown or third eye. So 100% thank you for that confirmation here, because it's true. It absolutely is happening. You're kind of opening exponentially at this time. You're probably going to see a lot of really interesting things, probably a lot of weird things. So just, take note of that. Be conscious of it. It's not all real reality. You're kind of traversing in these different realms here. Again, this really seems like a repeating message for a lot of people today. Remain grounded. That's going to be important. You do not want to lose sight or touch with reality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also feeling that I need to ask you this, Neelam, and you don't have to answer this, but I feel like I should know, just for clarification, as far as what this energy spirit keeps showing me. Do you date women, or are you open to dating women? I am feeling quite a strong female presence that comes into your realm. And it feels like she is a teacher of some kind. It feels like she is somebody who is coming to show you growth, and she's specifically showing heart growth. So that's why I wanted to ask if you did. Either way, this is they are showing me a female who does sort of teach you or shows you the realms and how to manage love at such an open level, spiritually and psychically. So that really seems to be an important process. The point being, you are going to have people who come into your life that are going to help you during these moments of growth. I'm working with a mentor. Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're specifically showing me these people coming into your life, showing you, okay, how am I going to integrate all of this, with where I am, who I am, the different aspects of myself, and all these different, layers of reality, that I'm getting into. So it is going to be important to recognize them as they are, and they may flow in and flow out. Hopefully, if you wanted to maintain a long-term friendship connection with them, whatever it is, you can do so, but it wouldn't always be necessary, meaning, you're going to learn what you need to learn, and then you can drift apart, but you can also choose to come back together as well. That's that beautiful part of creating our reality that we're allowed to do.
And Neelam, I am getting just a very quick message for you, though. I'm glad that she is helping you heal. Okay. But the first thing, even as you had mentioned the mentor, I do feel it's good to have that help and that healing. But I'm also getting that there comes sometimes a time where the student surpasses the teacher. And I want you to be aware that moment at some point can happen. And if you feel that you are rising above, or if you feel, check to make sure, first of all, is this ego coming through, or am I being held back in some way? Because there's some teachers that do not like the student rising above. And I want you to be very aware of that. Okay. But again, I want you to follow you, and make sure that you're not coming from a place of ego, and that you're actually following, the thoughts, the intuition that you're getting towards that. Okay. But it is something that I feel like you need to be aware of. And I feel like for whatever reason, Spirit's coming in with this message for a reason. I don't feel it's right now, but just something to be aware of, okay, in the future. So I'm going to just leave it at that. And maybe, yeah, I hope that that's helped. So
such a beautiful time. I love these moments.
Yeah. Michelle, ready?
All right, looks like we've got up to 8 now for the lottery.
It's only 7. It would be because we already did number 5. So it was only 5 to 7, right? So then now we're doing 6 to 8, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Michelle. Hello, darling.
I was talking that whole time and I actually was
on mute.
Yep. I was yeah, so I was trying to say, yeah, we had a new person added to the lottery here. So now, yeah, we are 6, 7, 8, and I'll let you do the lottery, Brandon.
All right. Thinking maybe 1 or 2 more here. All right, so let's see who comes up next. I'm going to click the button. Number 6.
Okay, so for 6, it's Mini Me. Mini Me is a Pisces. Now, the question here is she's looking for an update on how Gary is thinking and feeling towards her. At the end of that, she had said just no communication, which I believe means they have not had much communication. And Gary is an Aries. I hope that made sense. But...
Gary's.
Gary's.
that like killed me.
That's like a comic book, right? Gary the Aries. It's really surprising, actually. I'm surprised that there's no communication. Why does this man remind me of a lost puppy? Like, it's almost like, when those puppies that are like scared to, come forward, like as if you held out a cookie, and they kind of take a few steps forward and then they're like, and they go and hide underneath the chair again. And then they slowly come out. That's the energy that I'm receiving from him. So how is he's feeling timid, which is unusual. I don't really know a lot of Aries that are timid. I know we've read on Gary before. I don't know if I've picked up this timid energy before. But he feels timid. Did you guys get into some sort of fight or argument, or was there like some sort of boundary made, or maybe perhaps harsh words like the last time you spoke? Because it feels like he's trying to test those. I don't want to say test. I feel like he's trying to approach on some sort of level. I do see him as a bit of a baby. That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah. And the man, Michelle Branson's face confirmed that. Yeah. I'm just getting like this energy. It's like he wants to approach, but it just feels, which was about, okay. Yes. Ever since you haven't spoke. Okay. Cause it feels now like, how, like if you give a puppy heck, they go sit in the corner and they're like, and then they slowly start inching up to you. This is exactly what I keep getting from him. So it's a really weird energy. It feels as though he's slowly trying. But there's like this boy feels like he received a spanking and he doesn't know what to do now. Right. But that spanking was well needed. Like he needed that spanking. This wasn't just some casual, spank. Like you gave it to him. Good for you. But now he's starting to, there's a lot of ego still in him. Okay. Which is why he's having a hard time making those movements forwards. Okay. He's still in this place of, I kind of think I was right, or I'm scared to admit that I was, or that I was wrong, or, so that's why he's being still so hesitant, because if he was really in this place of, having full confidence that he could accept, or that he could give an apology, or that he could, accept that there was more balance within this, then he would come straight forward. So this is why I'm feeling that this intimidation. So this is what I keep getting. I hope that helps. I feel like he's coming forward, but he's not quite in this place of, he knows he still somehow he did wrong, which is again why he's coming in so like hesitantly. It's like tiptoeing because he's scared of that, getting another spanking or the paper across the nose or something like that. Like that's why he's tiptoeing forward energetically, and why there's been no communication. So he still has some things that he has to recognize, release, have that realization of before he comes forward. So, but I feel as though he's been thinking about it and he wants to take those steps forward. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting when I look at the energy between the two of you immediately, Spirit shows me there's this need, this feeling, this desire where the two of you can play. But it seems like the play went too much into childish behavior and child's play. And this is what Spirit shows me is cut right out. So that definitely still is like resonating in the energy between the two of you. And when I'm tapping into Gary's here, I absolutely feel this real clear frustration and him like being really upset with you, like, why would she do that? And how dare she? And blah, blah, blah. Like he definitely has a sense of frustration here, but he also knows exactly, why it's happened and why, like Kathy said, the spanking kind of happened.
Yeah.
He knows exactly why, but it's just that ego. And that's exactly what that child's play is. And so, it's really commendable for you to be able to cut that out and know, no, you know what? I'm not going to deal with you on that level. You can come up to me and meet me where I'm at. And I swear I've used those words before in reading with you before, Minnie, but he knows his place, and it's really good that you personally put those lines and those boundaries up. When I ask what's to come in the future between the two of you, I do keep seeing that there's going to be this kind of shady communication that might try to be initiated. So it's really important for you to make sure you have those boundaries or those limitations set firm and not to let them bend for him. Because he has to hold himself accountable. And this really is a more childlike, I think, lesson that we have to come to is accountability for what we do, how we are with others, and our own personal actions that we take to ourselves and to others. And it's this lesson that he really feels like he has to learn. The shame, I think, in all of this is that your souls, they really can enjoy that, like that essence of like childlike wonder together, but yet he's kind of pulling and bordering on that negative aspect of it. And so until he can get rid of that, that's when I think his energy should be invited back to you. So I think look out for any weird communication. Like if there's a random reaching out and the energy behind it feels weird, I wouldn't even personally respond.
Just keep thinking of him as that dog that's trying to like tail between the legs. You know what I mean? Because that is that sneaky kind of energy, right? It's just keep this in mind, and you can kind of judge from there, as that communication comes in, because he's still got some things that he hasn't quite learned the lesson yet of what it was that created, this fraction to begin with, right? So
exactly.
Yeah, interesting. Perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
Let's do what? One more?
Do one more? Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay. So now we are down to 7 and 8.
Okay, let me hit generate. What rhymes with generate? Number 8.
Right.
Number 8 is our next one up. We had 5, 6, and 8.
Nice. So that would be for Vic, or Hot Girl Vic, in our chat. She is Gemini. In the chat, she disclosed to me she recently just lost her job and is kind of seeking messages. But her question is, what's coming towards me? what's coming towards me. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You're
so
welcome,
this is
Minnie. We love you.
we're, thank you so much, Minnie. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Okay. So interesting. So Vic, I kind of feel like it was interesting because I was so sometimes I pick up things right away by looking at somebody's, their name or their avatar, just their question, whatever it is, it just comes in. And I did this a few minutes ago and I thought, okay, I'm going to actually just, I can't really focus on this energy right now. So I'm going to allow it to come in now. Now, the first thing I actually felt was, I don't feel like you were 100% satisfied with that job anyhow. Something about it, like it just feels. So what I keep seeing is, and it's interesting that you're saying that, or you're telling us that you're a Gemini. We're getting to the end of the program, so you can tell that my words aren't coming out as like actual words anymore. They're like because it feels like a split, okay, within your energy, okay, and thank you for confirming that, because you didn't feel like you were happy with that job, right? But it feels like there's a split now, and it's interesting because, like I said, when you say you're a Gemini, because it feels like there was this part of you that, yes, I'm going to do, and I don't mean it to sound like this, but it's kind of like that. I'm going to do the drone work. I'm going to do the 9 to 5. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to. I'm going to be the good girl. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to my job, blah, blah, blah. But then there's this, and I feel like you left or the job ended for a reason, because it's now time to find this power. This power is coming through, and this is what I kept getting from you. It literally feels like your energy has split to some degree, and this isn't a bad thing. This is a good thing, because the weaker part of that energy, and again, we always have a strong energy, a weaker energy. It's like higher self, lower self. The lower self is now being put behind the higher self. I'm not, I know this sounds kind of crazy, so I'm trying to explain it in the way that, but what I'm getting for you is that, honey, it is time for you to glow. It's time for you to shine, and it's time for you to discover what it is that you want to head towards, because I feel like there is something that has maybe been building up within you, or something that you've thought about creating, maybe a business, maybe a different job career or job path. And it may have even just been something that was, hanging around the back of your mind. But now is that time to start bringing it forward and start creating, or start, maybe this has to do with, entering back into school, but it feels like there's something that you want to head towards that is going to be more satisfying for you. And I feel like Spirit has literally opened up that path for you to move ahead towards it. That's what I keep getting. I don't feel like this was coincidence that your job ended. It feels like Spirit kind of went, you know what? We are tired of Vic doing this job, and your higher self is saying, I'm tired of doing this job. And they're like, okay, boom, let's get this ball rolling. Let's move ahead, because you got so much. Oh my God, you have so much more to accomplish. And that's what it's like coming right through right here is like, it's like your soul is wanting to just explode in a positive, beautiful way. And it's time to show yourself to the world. And that's what I keep getting.
It's so funny, because I was going to say,
and I hate it because I always start bloody crying on this show, and I'm about to. I'm going to try to ignore that, because it just really felt like it wanted to come through so strongly for you. So
it's funny, because I was going to say the same thing about, man, we have a Gemini, but I just feel a total divergence of energy and paths. I felt that split right away as well, Kathy. So as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh, cool. We're like totally connecting to the same thing here. When I connect with your energy, Vic, there is a very clear sense of personal growth happening right now. It really is happening. It feels monumental. It feels quite large. So if we keep talking about it over and over again, it is because it is being repeated to us over and over and over again how big and how impactful this really is. And this is definitely one of those situations that you probably see on memes now and bumper stickers of like, oh, when one door shuts, it's because another one is open, or, you know, we have to lose the past because there's new. It's absolutely true. You know, these are memes, these are cliches, because that stuff happens. And this seems to be your situation where it does happen. Now, Kathy was talking about something and she's like, I don't know if that makes sense. And it 100% makes sense to me, because what Spirit shows me is that the part that was quieted or subdued or pushed away is the one that's starting to make its breakthrough at this time. There's going to be several different opportunities for that to happen. The first one, well, I don't think it was the first one, but the first recent one was, you know, that whole losing of the job, because it is pushing you into a place to focus on that other part that was more subdued. Now, I'm going to say something really strange, and I'm not sure how much sense this is going to make to you, but have you considered being some kind of like marriage or relationship counselor of some kind? Because I keep seeing this very clear vision of you being able to work with two different people, see multiple perspectives, and to get people to see the commonality, the common denominator, the common ground in between. I'm not sure if it's like just a counselor in general, but specifically, I feel like I see this vision of you talking to people with bonds and helping people to reconciliate bonds. Maybe this is a mediator of some kinds, if you're interested in the more legal aspect of these things. But I just keep seeing this vision of you helping broken bonds move forward, is what I keep being shown. And it's because of, I don't know if you have personal experience with, you know, what it feels like when your bond is being eaten away at by something and you can't find that common ground. You have some kind of natural ability in being able to see those opposing forces and the commonality in between. So I'm not sure if you've considered this before, or perhaps this is something new for you to consider, but it is absolutely all over your energy. I feel that you have this really great balance of just discernment, and you do it for yourself. And I think it's going to be able to extend outwards to other people. So I think just keep it in mind, maybe something to explore. But remember that energy of whatever was being suppressed before, that aspect of the self that was being suppressed, is absolutely coming to the forefront. As a married couple helping others, but I'm very, very single. Okay. Regardless, you know, you being single or married, it doesn't matter. It does not speak to the capacity which you have, I feel, the qualifications to be able to do this. I just see you being able to help people navigate issues, because you can take an objective perspective of them and, again, help them find the commonality. That's super, super important. Yeah. So cool.
I absolutely love it. I truly do. Vic, I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you, you know, some sort of sense of guidance, you know, to help, you know, those next steps. So, hey, Michelle, I meant to send that about Brandon's advice, not about that you were very single. That's awesome. Oh, we all have those days. I don't think she took it like that, though. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, good, because I hit send and I was sort of just anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not
honestly,
sure
I think Vic.
Oh, sorry. No,
real quick, I just want to see. She had just said in the chat. I honestly think, you know, even if you were in that position of being some kind of relationship or marriage counselor, you would just draw in that right relationship through that process.
I'm also going to ask her too. Sorry, go ahead.
Following that internal part, it's going to bring that relationship anyways. So it's time to let the subdued voice have a voice now. Is kind of my point.
That's exactly it. It's time, you know, it's time to, you have a good sense of balance, you know, so it's time now to allow that stronger part of yourself to present itself. This is really going to help move you forward, and it's going to help you find that true path of what it is that you're seeking within your own like career journey, or even just life path, I guess, is, you know, this all happened for a reason. So yeah. If Kay is Kay, are you still in the chat? Because if you're here, we can we can fit you in, I think. I hate leaving you out because we just have the one left. So if Kay is still here, could you just let us know if you're here?
Okay.
Oh, yay. Okay.
good.
Yay. Okay. Perfect.
I'm glad you guys can still read for Kay today because
Yeah.
last question feels wrong to keep it hanging. So Kay
You're
is
very
a Virgo,
welcome, Vic.
and her question is, how does Sarah feel about me? Sarah is a Libra.
Okay. Are we talking like in a romantic relationship, Kay? I just want to verify that. If you can just verify that for us.
I'm giving Vic big hugs right now.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I meant to say you're so welcome, Vic. I was typing and I can't do it. I can't type apparently and talk. It's my nails because I'm literally trying and I can't do it. Okay.
Did we know Sarah's zodiac?
So Sarah is a Libra.
Libra. Okay.
And Kay is what?
Virgo.
Virgo.
Kay is
Virgo. Okay. Okay. You're way more grounded, Kay, than she is. That's the hard part. I think that you have more practical realities towards the relationship at this point than Sarah. I feel like Sarah is in this place where okay, how she feels about you. I think she does care about you. I think that this could build into a positive relationship, like a long-term sort of positive relationship down the road. But I feel, Kay, is that you have a deeper sense of practicality than she does. Okay. You're ready to, maybe not settle and get married and have like 10 kids kind of energy, but you're ready for a more stabilized relationship where I feel with Sarah, she's a little bit like this and that. So she doesn't quite give definitions at this point. It could be this, it could be that. Yeah, today I'm good. Today I'm this, whatever. Like it feels a little bit back and forth within her energy, not because she doesn't care. It just feels like that's sort of a part of her general energy as a person. So it's more coming through kind of as advice for you, and it's saying to take this slow. You may want to try to okay, I'm just going to give an example. Let's say you say to her, let's go for dinner. Oh, that would be great. You make sure you get a day, you make sure you get a time, you make sure like you gotta nail it down, because I feel like there could be disappointments coming from that relationship, because again, you're going to be in that place of, okay, I know that we're going for dinner on Wednesday, but she could be off, oh, I totally forgot, blah, blah, this kind of, it just feels like erratic energy. But again, it's not particularly towards you, or it's not about you or anything like that. It's just, she's not as grounded as you are. I feel like you got more grounded energy within your core self than she does. Okay. So I feel like this relationship can move forward. It can be strong, but you're going to have a lot of patience for this relationship. I also kind of feel that she may also be that type of person that does have a lot more maybe personal connections around her. And I feel like it's going to be important for you to not present a sense of jealousy. Okay. I don't feel like she's expanding particularly on, other relationships. Like, I mean, they might just be friends or people that she hangs out with, but I don't feel, what I'm getting here is, if you try to put a sense of control over it, it could blow something up. Like it could make it where the relationship won't be stable. So that's the impressions that are coming through from me. So
So, Kay, when I first look at the energy here between you and Sarah, I feel like this was a frequency alignment is what I keep being shown. And I'm really curious because Spirit is showing me that there's a little bit of this energy of like a crossroads, so to speak. Did you meet in like really strange circumstance or like weird, like you're in weird places in your lives and you both met and you're like, whoa, I was like so not expecting this? Because the Spirit just keeps showing me that there is like this really almost sudden or instant union or crossing of paths. Like the way that you cross paths was just really different. She's my boss. Okay, there we go. So that's the friction. Okay, that's that friction energy and the way you came in. Okay, good. So confirming this definitely is speaking to me on a more deeper spiritual kind of level. When I'm looking at Sarah specifically, I'm looking at her thoughts and feelings towards you. I mean, there really is this very lofty but enigmatic feeling that she gets, that she puts off to you, but also feels in light of you. Now, I am being shown that things can be a little bit surface level with Sarah, but what kind of, and you may see it in communications, it's like almost like this psychic flirting, if that makes sense. Where it's like there could be so many different nuances in her communication and what's being talked about. I do feel that there is an attraction. I do feel specifically an emotional attraction here. And I think this is why Kathy is telling you to be careful, because you don't want to be thrown by all these emotions one direction and the other, because she is a little bit lofty. She comes out in a little bit of a different realm. But what's interesting is when the two of you do meet together at the same realm, this is where I feel such a beautiful energy. And in fact, when I ask Spirit what's to come between the two of you in the future, they're showing me that this could very well develop into a very strong anchor. And they show me the energy of feminine. They show me the energy of these roots growing in, and something that you absolutely could rely on. So I think the most important thing is just let time be your most advantageous aspect to all of this. No need to rush anything. Just kind of let it be, let it take its natural course, because you are slowly stepping and ramping up, but you're interacting a lot on like a psychic mental level. And I think that could be fun to play around with the both of you, as long as you keep it cool in the workplace. Don't do anything that you're not supposed to. And don't get thrown by emotion. Don't let the emotion be the main factor in dictating or guiding where you're going to go. Use a little bit of both, that brain, that logic, and the emotion coupled together. I think you'll be good, because I think this really could be a good union, as long as you both remain honest and clear with each other, because sometimes those little psychic communications can get lines skewed and blurred, and you might misinterpret one another. So just be clear, be honest, and take your time.
I think this is also why too, is I picked up to make sure that there isn't that sense of, like, again, jealousy or anything like that. And she asks, would she be jealous if I found somebody else? Yes and no, but here's the thing. I don't feel like that's always, I feel like she would be okay if you did, like it wouldn't create chaos, but I just feel like, just be in that place of honesty and authenticity and all of that. I feel like the communication is going to make the difference within this relationship. Okay.
Yes.
So,
for example, like if she was leading you on or something, and you were like, all right, well, I'm just going to go connect with somebody else, because obviously you're not making any moves. So I'm just doing my own thing. But just be honest, if that situation were to arise, be clear, be concise. And if she has a problem, if she's being passive aggressive about it, or even if she confronted you directly and be like, oh, I wanted a chance, we'll be like, well, you didn't jump when you had the opportunity, and I'm a hot mama. I got things to do. I got people to meet. So I think just, being honest, again, okay, playful, I think could be a little fun as well. Because I feel like she would be somebody who tries not to take things too serious, but does anyways and doesn't like to show it. That's why being honest and clear is just going to be super important.
I do feel that this can work, but again, remain open. Remain open. I love that. So yeah. I like what she says. You make me laugh. So that's good. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Michelle, my darling daughter, thank you for being here for us today.
Oh, no worries. Fun
Thank
time.
you.
As always, you hold our show together.
You are the glue that holds us together.
And you do it so amazingly. Thank you.
I sure try.
Brandon, where can people reach you?
If you want to connect with me, thedreamteacher.com. Shoot me a message, book an appointment, download a hypnosis track, all at thedreamteacher.com.
And if you'd like to receive a reading with me, you can reach me at oracleintuitions.com or on my Facebook and Instagram page at Oracle Intuitions. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this week. I'm just going to cough. Hang on. I'm still getting over these allergies. Please make sure that you join in on Sunday to watch our show on Sunday, where we have our special guest. We're going to be bringing on a tarot reader, psychic. So hopefully you guys can join us. Maybe you can get some questions answered then too. We'll see. Thank you so much for joining us, and take care of everybody. Have an amazing week, and we will see you next Wednesday at 2:00 or at 6:00, not at 2:00.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.